The Chicago Bears are on the road, fresh off their third win of the year.
And Muno's kick is no good.
They head to Detroit for a matchup with the division-leading Lions, coming in off an epic road win.
From 41 yards, the kick is good. And the Lions come to Los Angeles to pick up another big win.
One pride you have no choice but to believe now. Lions are as dangerous a team as there is in the NFL in 2023. 41 points versus LA, threw for 333 yards, ran for 2 bills.
That looks like Dan Campbell running down right there.
Of course it does. That was Dan Campbell's number with the Lions, 89.
Their offense, on paper, a massive mismatch stacked up against Chicago's secondary. On the passing side, Jared Goff still having a great 2023, coming off clutch throws that Clutch would be impressed by. 10.1 yards per attempt, 2 TDs, no picks, a rating over 120.
They come back to him. He's got a blocker out ahead, and he's able to walk in.
Goff playing the regulator role well. Man, if one person connects those last 2 dots, kudos. Oh yeah, well, Chicago held Bryce Young to 185 yards passing, under 5 yards per attempt, a sub-70 rating last week.
Tight coverage that time by Stevenson didn't allow him to get downfield, and he got his eyes turned and found that football.
He's not comparing Carolina's passing attack to Detroit's, is he? And is he going to mention that the Bears' showing versus the pass last week not in line with how they've fared in 2023? Third highest rating allowed.
Steps up, fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings!
Well, maybe it's the Montez Sweat effect. He didn't have any sacks week 10, but the Bears' pass rush, which had been anemic this year, had 3 sacks in one game.
You can't give Montez Sweat the credit here. That's good hands that time by Green and his eyes in the backfield. So when Young starts to escape, he collapses back down and comes up with that sack.
None by Sweat yet, but his pressure is making a difference. Okay, so Goff just dealt with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Didn't take a single sack, only got hit twice.
Goff decides to go along with it on first down, and he's got St. Brown.
And that Lions offensive line blew holes open for their running backs all game long, and we'll keep saying it for those who don't frequent this pub every week. Lions offense is just the bee's knees, Meg, when their run game is rattling up in there like it did last week.
He breaks your ankles at full speed. Most guys have to really throttle down, and he keeps that lean moving forward. What an explosive player.
Lois knows. Bears fans will feel like Spicoli this week. I know that dude. And they do know David Montgomery. He came back from injury, went for 116 yards, a 75-yard TD, 9.7 yards per carry.
As Montgomery gets into the secondary, he's inside the 40. He's got a blocker up ahead. David Montgomery's going the distance.
He's half the Bears' problem. Jahmyr Gibbs, the rook, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.5 a carry.
And why not? They give it right back to him, and Gibbs is in for the touchdown.
All that versus an LA defense that had held running backs under 4 yards per run heading into that game. The Bears are on that same level. They are the hardest team to run on if you're a running back.
I mean, you know this team wants to run the football, and you know Hubbard, especially between the tackles, wants to get going downhill, even on second long. But boy, they have missed 9 and 4 and 6 playing together back there.
The excitement for Bear Down this week tied to the return of Justin Fields, finally ready to get back out there so Chicago can see if he's the guy.
Fields again, over the middle, caught, Kmet, touchdown.
Fields had 2 really good games right before he got hurt. He has 7 games a season left. Chicago could have that number 1 pick via Carolina, so, no pressure.
Justin Fields has a new career high.
He looks for tight end Cole Kmet and wide receiver DJ Moore the most, 58 yards for Moore last week.
Got the ball out right on time, even before he turned. That's pitch and catch to DJ Moore.
45 yards for Kmet.
Underneath to the 30-yard line, and inside goes Kmet, and he stops the clock by going out of bounds.
The longest Chicago pass play versus Carolina went for 16 yards. Well, here we get a slap fight of sorts then if you go off week 10. Detroit gave up 323 yards to Justin Herbert, 4 TDs, a rating over 110.
Over the top, the pass, perfect. Keenan Allen cuts back to the middle. He's going to find his way home.
Lions secondary gave up 2 touchdowns to Keenan Allen and 175 yards.
Here comes another blitz. Herbert throws, Allen catches. They're down at the 11-yard line.
Detroit's pass rush, 0 sacks on 40 dropbacks. You don't usually win 41-38 if your defense is doing its job.
Going for the big one to the end zone. What a throw! Touchdown, Chargers.
Bears' offensive strength, running the ball with Thorman, not Eric, dumbass. Deontay scored last week 80 yards, 80-plus yards in 3 of his last 4.
And he's in. Deontay Foreman takes it in for the touchdown.
Red would tell you, Eric would get snapped like a twig. Keep your ears open for Khalil Herbert, too. He could be back. Well, Detroit's defense does have some issues. Stopping the run isn't one of them, though. They held Austin Eckler to 3.5 a carry last week, holding running backs to 3.6 a run. Only 4 teams harder for backs to hit on.
And there goes Eckler. He didn't get anywhere. They didn't gain anything.
Yet, I'm expecting 9 Detroit picks from our panel. Adam Rank believes in Chicago, even if they were playing the 85 Bears. He'd still take them in the upset. Let's see if anyone will jump on the bandwagon. An old-timer, maybe. The Lions? Bears can always beat the Lions. Gramps, Dicka isn't coaching anymore.